The 3DS is one of my favorite consoles ever, and it might be my favorite handheld of all time. There's just something so special about it to me. The graphical improvements over the DS, which was such a huge success, and also how developers were pretty comfortable with the two-screen design at that point. I felt like games really had a great opportunity to shine on this system. However, Nintendo has recently closed the eShop for the 3DS, and to no one's surprise, game prices have skyrocketed. Just a few years ago, games were very affordable on the 3DS, and now they can range from $40 all the way up to $200. And so recently, I've really been wanting to grow my 3DS collection and hunt and find great deals before these games get to a ridiculous price. I'm going to be starting a new series on this channel based around building the best 3DS collection. And no, it's not going to be the best as in the most valuable or the most games you've seen in any collection, but it's going to be the best to me. Games that I either love or I've always wanted to play. So my plan for this series is that I'm going to be doing random updates throughout the year as I make significant progress in my collection, and I'm going to be updating you guys on my journey. Like I said, these games are pretty expensive and I'm really not looking to overspend on them. So I'm really going to be patient in my hunt for new games, and I'm going to be updating you guys with new videos as I make significant progress on my collection growth. And hopefully within a couple years, you guys will see this few games behind me turn into an awesome looking library of 3DS games. With that being said, for this first video, I'm just going to go over my current 3DS collection and touch a bit on the games that I'm hoping to collect in the near future. With that being said, there are so many great games on the 3DS, and there might be some great games that you love that you don't see in my collection. So let me know down below some of the games that you personally love for this system and ones you think I should collect. Like I said, there's so many great games on the system that I really don't foresee getting ported in the future due to the two-screen nature of this system and the game design. And so I really want to collect all the gems on this system and play them before they get too pricey. So the first thing that I have to start off with this video is my 3DS itself, and this is the new 3DS XL model, specifically the Hyrule edition. Out of all the 3DS variations, this is personally my favorite one, and one that I was ecstatic to get my hands on for a decent deal. But that's one of my favorite things about the 3DS in general, is how amazing the variations were. I feel like Nintendo, out of any of their systems, honestly any console developer, the 3DS in my opinion has the best variations out of any console. But me personally, this is the one that I love the most, and I was so happy to get my hands on this. And I even found out later, after I had long purchased this, that this is a double IPS screen, which those of you who are 3DS collectors know that that is a very rare gem within the 3DS world. I didn't know that this was the case when I purchased it, and I'm sure the seller didn't know it, but that makes this model specifically be way more valuable, and I have no intention of selling this at all because it is a gem. I love the variation, and I love that it's double IPS. I have to say, if there's any other variation I would like to purchase in my collection, it would probably be the 2DS Hylian Shield edition, which I just love how it looks, but that one is already crazy overpriced. Like, I see it selling minimum for $500. If I ever come across an incredible deal for that, I could see myself picking it up, but not too likely just because of how crazy overpriced it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and look behind me and take a deep dive into my current 3DS collection. So starting off, we have Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, and sadly this is a reproduction copy. I need to find a good original case and cover and manual for this one because I absolutely love this game. I actually went back and played this last year when I had finished Three Houses and I kind of had a Fire Emblem itch, so I went back and played Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, which is a remake of the original. And then if you're playing those games in a chronological order, Shadows of Valentia actually happens second after the original game, and it's also a remake. I really feel like the Fire Emblem games are incredible on the 3DS. Shadows of Valentia is a really great entry. The thing I love most about this game is actually the story. I love how it jumps between two different characters. There's a lot of great maps in this one and an engaging story. It is a very high quality release. That's definitely one that you are going to come across and enjoy it. After that, we have probably my favorite, or one of my favorite, definitely in my top 3 games in the 3DS, and that is Zelda: Link Between Worlds. This case is kind of beat up, so I could see myself trying to find a better case on eBay, but this game is incredible. I remember getting this for Christmas when I was in high school, and I just remember all the amazing reviews the game got, and I wasn't too excited to play it because we were kind of taking a step back from the 3D design of Zelda games that I had fallen in love with, and I was really blown away with this one. If you're going to play one game that really capitalizes on the 3D effect of the 3DS, this is the one that I'm going to recommend. It looks incredible from that top-down perspective where all the character models really pop with the 3D design, and there's some level designs that it really comes into play, like when you're going up and down between levels in a dungeon and Link will use like a wind fan to go up to a second level. The 3D effect just really looks cool in this one. Dungeon designs are great. It's a fun story. This one I can't recommend enough. If you have a 3DS, you really need to play this one. Just trust me on that one. Next up, we have Majora's Mask 3D. Kind of my history with this game. I loved Ocarina of Time on the N64 as a kid. It was actually the first game I ever beat, and I remember getting Majora's Mask as a gift, and I just could not play it. The game scared me so much. As a kid, I was really susceptible to being scared easily. Like I remember playing Metroid Prime, playing it twice, and then I could not pick it up again because the first mission freaked me out so much. But Majora's Mask is another one of those that really scared me. I just remember the Skull Kid, the moon really creeped me out, and I hated the ticking clock of the 3-day cycle ended. It just scared me too much and it put too much pressure on me. But coming back to me as an adult, when this came out on the 3DS, I was so excited to play it. I loved the remake of Ocarina of Time and really liked the engine they used for that. And this is one of my favorite Zelda games. I don't think I would have gone back to the N64 to play it. Really cool gameplay loop with the 3 days. I actually came to like it. And there's just something unique about this design versus the Hyrule of Ocarina of Time. It is very eerie, and I can kind of sympathize with myself as a kid because there's definitely creepy aspects to it. It's just so fun. Getting to play as a Goron or a Zora, which I always love Zoras. I think this Zelda game really holds up today. It's still in my top 3 of Zelda games. Speaking of dark games, we have Shin Megami Tensei 4. This is one that I am really happy to have my hands on. I've seen this price for this one really fluctuate. I remember at one point it was like $100, but luckily I got this for 40. Never beat this one, sadly. I put about 30, 40 hours into it, which is an incredible amount of time for most games. I know I'm going to come back and beat this eventually, mainly because I played Shin Megami Tensei 5 on the Switch last year, and it was one of my favorite games I played of the year. There's a lot of things I liked about this, and an incredible JRPG on the 3DS. Another one of the things about the 3DS is just the JRPGs are bangers. Okay, I'll do 2 in a row right here, and that is Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Pokemon Ultra Moon. What more can I say about the Pokemon series on the 3DS? Really, it kind of drug me out of my Pokemon rut. I was not a big Pokemon fan after the DS cycle, and it wasn't because of the quality of the games. I think Black 2 and Soul Silver are great games, even Platinum. But I felt like I was just kind of growing out of it at that age of my life. And I remember playing Pokemon Y. I remember being at the midnight release at my local GameStop, and that game just really won me over, and I fell back in love with Pokemon. And I felt like all the 3DS games within the Pokemon line are just incredible titles. Alpha Sapphire, Gen 3 is my favorite gen, so obviously I'm going to love this. And then Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun. I like the new Pokemons, I like the starter Pokemons, and the Aloha region is just really cool. And yeah, if you're a Pokemon fan, the 3DS is like, you can't go wrong with these games here. I'll do 2 more games in a row as well, and that is Persona Q and Persona Q2. And I actually have both of these sealed, which I'm pretty excited about. A company in Canada actually did I think a reprint, or was able to find a bunch of extra copies, and so I was able to get these for decent prices. These first-person dungeon crawling games, like similar to Etrian Odyssey, are really well-made games on the 3DS. I can't speak much to Q1, but Q2 was a really fun time. I really love the Persona 5 characters, and so that's why I specifically played this one. I won't say I enjoyed these as much as the mainline Persona games, but if you're a Persona fan, these are great games and ones you should definitely pick up, especially because they're decently priced right now. And I just love the art design of these, kind of the chibi design of these characters. I believe still has the same voice actors from the main cast. A lot of the style and love that are in the mainline games are still in these handheld versions. New stories, new gameplay systems, just more Persona. So if you're a Persona fan, these ones are easy recommendations. Next up is Star Fox 64, and this was at the time when the 3DS had just come out, and there really felt like there was no games for the system. And so Nintendo, using a new engine, remade a couple of their 64 3D games, specifically Star Fox 64 and Ocarina of Time. I really loved how they did this because a lot of people who were playing 3DSs at the time, a good chunk of them were kids who probably went around during the 64 era. Even me, I was, later in high school, and I didn't play Star Fox 64. I did play Ocarina of Time in it, but I probably never would have played this game if it wasn't for this 3D remake. Gameplay still holds up really well. This is another one where I feel like the 3D effect really shines on the 3DS. It really enhances the gameplay experience in this game as you're flying and enemies are coming past you or going through rings. That depth perception is just a really fun enhancement to an already great game. And so this is one that I think is another staple on the 3DS. We have two more that I can't really speak to much. Lego Lord of the Rings, I got this free as a bundle with some other games that I bought, so can't really speak much to that, but Lego games are fun. And then Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. This is one I actually dropped. I played a bit of it. I probably played like 8 hours and ended up stopped playing it. I'm just not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but if this one is worth playing, let me know down below, because if I get enough recommendations, that'll be fuel in the tank for me to push through it. But there's just a part of me that wants to love the Kingdom Hearts series, but execution, I end up not really enjoying it. I do love the first two though. If this is a good game that I'm sleeping on, let me know down below and I'll give it another chance. So that's it, guys. That's my current 3DS collection. It's really not that big. Like I said, I had a lot more at one point and ended up selling them off. And I really just want to get the games that I love before the prices get too out of hand. The ones that I'm currently eyeing right now, I really want to get Kid Icarus Uprising. That's one of my favorite 3DS games. Want to finish getting all the Fire Emblem games. Want to get Pokemon Y. You know, some of the main games, the other Ocarina of Time. There's just so many great games. Like I don't even know where to start, but I have to gotta be patient. With that being said, let me know down below some games you think I should check out. Some of your favorite games on the 3DS, because I'm looking to pick up the great ones before they get too out of hand and too overpriced. That's gonna do it for the video, guys. And I'm excited for this new series. I'm excited to update you guys on my journey and get to hunt new games. It's always kind of fun hunting games for a good price and build my collection and take you guys along with me on that journey. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next side quest. Peace out.